All right, so um, Longinmura, I have to admit, I've been seeing this pop up more and more lately.
Yeah, it's definitely gaining traction.
And I'm always a little hesitant with like self-helpy stuff,
I get that.
but there's something about this one that feels a little bit different.
Right, and it's not just like airy-fairy stuff.
Yeah, like I've seen people claiming some pretty wild benefits from this Longinmura thing.
Yeah, from like self-realization to like actual healing, even self-defense, which is a little wild.
Yeah, that's the part that really got me, like self-defense. What does that even
Well,
mean?
it's not what you'd expect.
So we dug into some articles about it,
Yeah, we did our research.
and I think it's safe to say there's a lot more to this than meets the eye.
Yeah, definitely. To really understand what's going on here, we need to kind of zoom out and look at Longinmura as like a whole system.
Okay. Yeah, because I think a lot of people hear self-realization and they're like,
Yeah, they just tune out.
I'm out of here.
Right. It sounds very like mystical and maybe a little intimidating.
Yeah, exactly. So break it down for us. What is Longinmura really about?
Okay, so at its core, it's all about achieving balance, like finding that sweet spot where your mind, your body, your spirit are all working in harmony.
Okay, I can get behind that.
It's about understanding your true nature.
Yeah, see, there you go again with that.
Right, but not in some vague esoteric sense.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Because this is really about practical application in your life.
All right, so how does it actually work? Like, how do you achieve this balance?
Well, it all started with this guy named Srikanth. He's the founder of Longinmura. He's from Kerala, India.
Oh, wow. So it has roots in Eastern traditions.
Exactly. And he brings this really fascinating blend of Eastern and Western philosophies.
Interesting.
What sets Longinmura apart is its connection to the Gaia movement.
Okay, I've heard of that, but
Basically, the idea that we're all interconnected with nature and with each other.
so it's not just about personal growth, it's about understanding your place in the bigger picture.
Exactly. And that interconnectedness is like woven into the actual practices of Longinmura.
Okay, so what kind of practices are we talking about here?
Well, a lot of them are things you might already be familiar with. Things like meditation, journaling, spending time in nature.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Those are all good things. But how is that different in Longinmura?
It's about the framework. It
Yeah.
takes these practices and frames them within a very specific system that's designed to facilitate self-discovery.
So it's like taking these everyday things and giving them a new purpose.
Yeah, exactly. It's not reinventing the wheel, it's just refining how we use it.
I like that.
And that brings us to another key aspect of Longinmura, self-healing.
Okay, so we're not just talking about like bubble baths and spa days here, right?
Not quite, This goes much deeper. Srikanth's background is actually in holistic medicine, and he brings that into Longinmura in a big way.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about the healing aspect.
So he specializes in something called intracellular cleansing, or ICC for short.
Intracellular cleansing. So we're talking about like a deep cellular level here.
You got it.
Yeah,
And it's not just about detoxifying the body.
although I'm sure that's part of it.
It is, but it's really about optimizing cellular function so that your entire system is running more smoothly.
Okay, so how does this ICC actually work?
Well, basically, it focuses on removing toxins and waste products that build up inside our cells over time.
And that can come from like our diet, environmental stuff.
Exactly. Even stress can contribute to that buildup.
Wow. I never really thought about it like that.
And over time, all that gunk can disrupt cellular processes, which can lead to all sorts of health problems.
So it's about getting to the root of the problem, not just masking the symptoms.
Right. And what's fascinating is that ICC combines a range of practices to achieve this deep cleanse. We're talking about specialized diets, specific breathing exercises, even targeted movements that help stimulate lymphatic drainage.
So it's like a whole body approach.
Exactly. It's about creating the optimal conditions for your cells to thrive.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this ties into the self-realization piece.
Right. Because when your body is functioning optimally, when your cells are clean and energized, it creates this ripple effect throughout your entire being.
You're saying that physical well-being can actually enhance your mental and spiritual clarity.
Absolutely. Think about it this way. When your body is weighed down by toxins and imbalances, it's like trying to meditate in a noisy room.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You might be able to achieve a certain level of focus, but it's always going to be a struggle.
But when your body is clean and balanced, it's like stepping into a quiet sanctuary.
Exactly. Your mind becomes calmer, your thoughts are clearer, and you're able to connect with your inner self on a much deeper level.
It makes a lot of sense. It's like creating the ideal internal environment for self-discovery.
Exactly. And that's just one example of how the different pillars of Longinmura work together to create this truly holistic approach to well-being.
I gotta say, I'm starting to understand why people are so drawn to this.
Yeah, it's a very comprehensive system.
It's not just a collection of random practices. It's a well-defined system with a clear purpose.
And we haven't even touched on the self-defense aspect yet.
Oh, yeah, we can't forget about that. That's
Yeah.
still the part that I'm like, wait, what?
I know, it's a little unexpected.
Yeah.
But it's actually a fascinating piece of the puzzle, and it might surprise you how it ties into everything else.
All right, well, let's move on to self-defense then, because I'm dying to know more about that.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, self-defense. So now I'm picturing like dojos and sparring matches and stuff.
Not quite, haha.
Okay, good, because I'm not really the fighting type.
Right, well, remember, Longinmura is all about that mind-body-spirit connection.
Yeah.
So self-defense in this context isn't just about like physical techniques.
Oh.
It's about cultivating a sense of awareness and inner strength that can really help you navigate challenging situations.
So it's more about like prevention and de-escalation.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Recognizing potential threats before they even escalate, understanding your own boundaries, and having the confidence to assert yourself.
That makes a lot of sense. But how does Longinmura actually teach you to do that?
Well, there are a few key elements. One is developing a heightened awareness of your surroundings, like really paying attention to your intuition.
Oh, okay.
Noticing those subtle cues that might signal danger.
Like trusting your gut feeling.
Exactly. And then there's the mental and emotional component.
Okay.
Longinmura uses techniques like role-playing and visualization to help you build confidence and practice responding effectively in different situations.
So you're like mentally rehearsing how to handle a difficult encounter.
Precisely. Imagine being confronted by someone who's aggressive.
Yeah.
Instead of freezing up or reacting out of fear, you've already visualized this scenario.
Okay.
You've practiced staying calm, setting boundaries, and de-escalating the situation.
Wow, that's pretty powerful.
Right. It's like having this mental toolkit that you can access in those moments of stress.
So it's not about becoming some kind of martial arts master.
Not at all.
It's about having the inner resources to handle whatever comes your way.
Exactly. And that sense of empowerment is key.
I like that.
It's not about becoming invincible.
It's about knowing you have the inner strength to navigate those tricky situations.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together.
Yeah.
The self-awareness from the meditation, the inner strength from ICC, and now these practical tools for handling challenging situations.
Exactly. It's all interconnected.
It really is a holistic approach to safety and security.
And that holistic approach extends beyond just the individual.
Oh, how so?
Longinmura has this really vibrant global community.
Really?
Thousands of practitioners connecting through workshops, retreats, online forums.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that big.
Yeah, it's growing all the time.
So what role do those retreats play?
They offer a chance to really immerse yourself in the practice,
Okay.
connect with other like-minded individuals,
Oh, that's cool.
learn directly from experienced teachers.
So it's like a supportive environment to deepen your understanding and accelerate your progress.
Exactly. And that community aspect is crucial.
I can see why, especially when you're diving into those personal depths. It provides a sense of belonging, a shared understanding, and a network of support as you go through all the challenges and triumphs of self-discovery.
You know, when I first heard about Longinmura,
Yeah.
I gotta admit that little voice in my head was like, is this a cult?
Uh-huh. I think a lot of people have that initial reaction.
Yeah, but what you're describing sounds very different.
Right.
It seems like the focus is really on individual empowerment, not blind obedience.
Exactly. Longinmura offers a framework and guidance, but it ultimately encourages individuals to find their own truth and forge their own path.
Okay, so it's not about like following a guru or anything like that.
No, no, no. The community is there to support, not dictate.
So it's more like, here are the tools now, go build something amazing.
Precisely. And that something amazing can take so many different forms.
Yeah, that's true.
For some, it might be overcoming a health challenge. For others, it might be finding their voice and stepping into their power. And for others, it might be simply finding a sense of peace and purpose in their everyday lives.
I love that. It seems like Longinmura provides a path, but the destination is ultimately up to the individual.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
And that's the beauty of any authentic self-discovery journey, right?
Great to connect to you.
So for our listeners who are intrigued by all this, what would you say is like the most important takeaway about Longinmura?
I'd say the most important thing to remember is that it's not a quick fix
Yeah.
or a magic bullet.
Right.
It's a commitment to a journey of self-exploration and growth.
So it's about putting in the work.
Yeah. It's about cultivating awareness, taking responsibility for your well-being, and embracing the interconnectedness of your mind, body, and spirit.
So not seeking external solutions, but cultivating those inner resources.
Exactly. And that cultivation takes time, effort, and a willingness to challenge yourself.
But it sounds like the rewards can be pretty amazing.
Oh, definitely. Many Longinmura practitioners attest that it can be profound and life-changing.
Well, this has been incredibly insightful.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm starting to see why Longinmura has resonated with so many people.
Yeah.
It's not just about self-improvement. It's about self-discovery in, like, the truest sense of the word.
I think you hit the nail on the head there.
But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I'm just curious, what initially drew people to Longinmura? Was there like a specific problem they were trying to solve, or was it more of a general desire for personal growth?
That's a great question, and I think the answer really varies from person to person.
Okay.
For some, it might be a specific health challenge that led them to explore Longinmura's healing practices.
Yeah.
For others, it might be a sense of feeling lost or unfulfilled,
Right.
a yearning for something more.
Hmm.
And for others still, it might be simply a curiosity,
I can see that.
an openness to exploring new possibilities for personal growth and transformation.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's a path that can be tailored to individual needs and aspirations.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's been able to resonate with such a diverse group of people.
Makes sense.
It offers a framework that's flexible enough to adapt to individual journals while still providing a clear structure and guidance.
This has been a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
We've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
from the origins of Longinmura to its core principles and practices.
Yeah.
But as with any deep dive, I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
Oh, for sure.
There's always more to discover,
Absolutely.
more to explore, and more to understand.
Always.
So for our listeners who are intrigued by what they've heard today, I encourage you to continue your own research, reach out to the Longinmura community, and see where this path leads you.
It's a journey worth taking.
You know, it's amazing how Longinmura blends that ancient wisdom with these modern practices.
Yeah, it's a really unique approach.
It's not about, like, clinging to tradition or chasing the latest fads. It's about finding what actually works.
Yeah, finding what resonates and what empowers people.
Exactly. So speaking of individual journeys, I'm curious about the long-term impact of this. Like, what have people reported experiencing after practicing Longinmura for a while?
Well, the reported benefits are pretty diverse, which makes sense given the holistic nature of it.
Yeah.
Some people talk about feeling more grounded and centered in their daily lives.
Okay.
Others see major improvements in their physical health. There are even stories of people transforming their relationships and careers
Wow, that's incredible.
as they gain this deeper understanding of themselves and their place in the world.
So it's not just about, like, fleeting moments of peace or temporary fixes.
Right.
It's about creating lasting change.
Yeah, it's about cultivating a way of being,
Yeah.
a way of perceiving the world and interacting with it. That fosters well-being on all these different levels.
That's powerful stuff. And, you know, when you think about the state of the world today, with all the stress and uncertainty, a system like Longinmura seems almost essential.
I agree. It's like giving yourself the tools and resilience you need to deal with not only personal challenges, but also the complexities of modern life.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Longinmura, what do you say is, like, the most important message for our listeners?
I'd say the key takeaway is that Longinmura offers a path, but the destination is ultimately up to you.
It's about taking ownership of your journey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about embracing self-discovery, honoring your own unique needs and aspirations, and recognizing that true well-being is an ongoing process.
It's not a finish line you cross. It's a journey.
And it's a journey that's always evolving.
It's about that continuous exploration, that willingness to dive deeper and keep learning.
Yeah, about yourself and the world around you.
Exactly. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the world of Longinmura. We've learned so much about its origins, its core principles, its unique practices, and the amazing community that surrounds it. But as with any deep dive, we've only just scratched the surface.
There's always more to explore.
Always. So for our listeners who are feeling that spark of curiosity, I encourage you to keep digging. Do your own research, connect with the Longinmura community, and see where this path takes you. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep seeking those aha moments.